this is Kat with another Dating and Attracting podcast and videocast from chickmagnet101.com, a site where you can get a free resource on 50 tips to attract women. In today's lesson, I'm going to talk about 9 steps for breaking out of the friend zone. Let's get started. Does this sound like you? There is a certain girl in your life who is taking control over your thoughts. She is attractive, interesting, and everything you want in a woman. In fact, you can't stop thinking of her. But there is a major problem. She likes you only as a friend. Sounds familiar, right? Well, this happens all the time to guys. They meet a great woman, but somehow end up in being thought of as just as a friend. In fact, this is so commonplace, there is a name for it. The friend zone. So how do you escape the friend zone? Well, to be honest, it's actually quite difficult to go from being a friend to a woman to making things more intimate. The major problem is women simply don't view their male friends as romantic partners. In order to make a woman see you in an intimate manner, you have to take drastic measures. In this article, I'll give you a 9-step system for escaping from the friend zone. While it might not work all the time, it'll be your best bet for landing that one special girl in your life. Let's get started. Step 1. Never admit your true feelings. Hopefully before you've read this article, you haven't made your true feelings known to this girl. When you tell a woman that you like her, it immediately puts her on guard and makes her nervous around you. And when this happens, it'll make it hard to make things romantic with her. Now, if you've already admitted your feelings or have asked her on a date, then you have to do a little backpedaling. Before you continue with the rest of this plan, you must convince her that you only think of her as a friend. Typically, the best way to do this is to really emphasize the next 2 steps. Step 2. Don't let her control your life. The problem with being in the friend zone is you've let this girl grow too comfortable with you. During this time, she has gotten used to you being ready to please her and cater to her needs. Since she knows you're her emotional doormat, she'll never view you as a sexual person. The only way to get her to think of you as a potential dating partner is to make her view you as a sexual person. To do this, you have to create and build sexual tension around her. Simply communicate that you're not going to be around for her and you'll be on your way to establishing brand new rules for your relationship. To escape from the friend zone, you need to communicate that you have other activities in your life which don't concern her. This means actively pursuing your hobbies and picking them over spending time with her. What you're trying to communicate is that you don't base your identity just on what she thinks of you. Step 3. Look at other women. In order to get things going with your female friend, you have to trigger her jealous reactions. An easy way to do this is discuss attractive girls and make comments about them whenever you're around your friend. This shows that you're a sexual guy who is not afraid to show what he likes in women. And this also shows that she has competition from other women. If you really want to ramp up her jealous nature, then I recommend you start dating different women. If you do this properly, she'll start to realize that she could be missing out on a guy who is attractive to many women. Step 4. Establish physical contact. If you want her to think of you as a potential dating partner, you have to initiate a pattern of touching her. This means establishing physical contact whenever you're around her. Now, when I talk about physical contact, I don't mean you should grope her. Instead, you should act like a buddy who isn't afraid to touch her. This can include hugging her, giving kisses on the cheek, and playfully swatting her. This step is really important because you must get her comfortable with you touching her. The more you touch her, the more she'll slowly become receptive towards you becoming her dating partner. Step 5. Qualify her. Becoming intimate with a woman can be easily accomplished by acting like an alpha male. By demonstrating a strong personality, your friend will realize that you are somebody who has high status. Thus, you'll represent a guy who only wants women who can match your standards. The best ways to accomplish this is to talk openly about your standards and what you want in your life from a woman. Simply tell her certain things that you like from women and how you're tired of girls not matching your expectations. The idea behind qualifying women is to create a candid conversation how you don't settle down with any average girl. As your discussion unfolds, she'll start to talk about what she wants from a boyfriend. What's funny is women have a tendency to qualify themselves with guys they know. So when you're talking about what you want from a woman, you'll probably see her talk about what makes her different from other girls. Step 6. Be a sexual guy. In order to get intimate with your female friend, it's important that she think of you as a sexual guy. The simplest way to do this is to talk about sex when you're around her. This means making sexual innuendos, talking about past partners, and teasing her in a flirtatious manner. The more you can bring sex in a conversation, the more she'll come back with her own suggestive comments. Your goal for this step is to create a consistent dialogue of sexual playfulness with your female friend. Once this happens, she'll start to regard you in a whole new light. Step 7. Anchor a sex story. A way to really ramp things up is to talk about one of your past dating partners. Bring her up often and mention how incredible she was in the bedroom. Now here's where this story gets interesting. When you tell this story to your female friend, mention how you had a deep connection with this girl. One of the reasons was because this woman used to be your good friend. Since you and this girl were buddies, you had a deeper connection when things turned intimate. By telling your friend this story, you'll put a thought in her head that you can be a sexual guy to women. Furthermore, just by making things intimate, she'll become a recipient of a lot of sexual pleasure. Step 8. Make her wonder. Once you've developed a pattern of acting like a sexual guy, you need to send her mixed signals about how you feel about her. If you've done the previous 7 steps correctly, then she'll probably wonder what it would be like to date you. What you want to do is send her conflicting signals that show that you're interested and not interested in her. One moment, talk about how she's a great friend, then you discuss the attributes of other women. At this point, you want to start to let her know that you're attracted to her. Now, you can't come out and start saying you like her. Instead, you discuss things in a sexual yet funny way. For instance, you can talk about a perfume she's wearing. Let her know that you really like the smell of it and you can't handle having her around because you don't want to do anything you'll regret later. By doing this, you'll let her know you think of her in a sexual manner, but you're also showing that you still control the entire interaction. Step 9. Seal the deal. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you've become openly sexual and physically expressive with your friend. Primarily, you'll be hugging and touching one another in a flirtatious manner. It will be during one of these hugs where you go to seal the deal. During one of your hugs, stop and look her square in the eye. If she maintains a prolonged eye contact, that means she's ready to be kissed. Simply go for the kiss, then you can let things unfold as they should. If you've followed these steps properly, then you'll discover that it's easy to quickly let things become intimate. Now, I want to be honest with you. It isn't easy to escape from the friend zone with certain women. If they think of you as a buddy, then you'll have no chance of success. So this system doesn't always work. But if you're serious about a specific woman in your life, then I think it's important to risk a friendship to see if you can make things intimate. Simply follow this 9-step plan and you'll definitely increase your chance of success. Now, if you want to know more, I provide 50 tips for meeting, attracting, dating and seducing women in my free ebook, Attraction Mastery. And you can find this at chickmagnet101.com. That's ChickMagnet101.com. This has been Kat. Thank you.